Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Her Story TV and the Her Story Podcast. This is Gertrude Mache here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. And today I am graced with the presence of an amazing sister who I met when the Her Story movement was launching in Las Vegas 3 years ago. Welcome back to our tribe. Please tell everybody your full name, where you're based, how old you are, and share your story with us today.
Hi, Gertrude. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And good day, wherever you are in the world. I am so happy that I can share with you one very, very great project. My name is Reyna Joe. I was born, raised, and still live in the great island of Curaçao in the Caribbean. And I'm the initiator and organizer of the annual Female Leadership Conference here in Curaçao since 2004. I am 67 years old, and I am sure that based on my career in journalism and as an entrepreneur, that I have seen a lot about women in the workforce, women in business, educated women or women who walked up in a position and made a career. And the thing that I noticed most is that a lot of women with diploma, all of us thought that when we got a diploma that it would be the best thing that could happen to you. But one of the things that we notice is a lot of women don't get the life that they want when they start their career, when they are a professional woman, when they are really doing the utmost to be a great professional. Our annual Female Leadership Conference is based on a celebration of women, the women who really achieve things that sometimes, maybe even themselves, didn't think that they could realize. It was something that, sometimes life works with you, and sometimes you're lucky, and sometimes you're not. And when you are lucky, no problem if you realize that you're lucky. But when you are not lucky, or when you don't have the birth luck that you would like to have as a professional person, when you reach that stage in life, then what we can do is try to work with the tools that life offers you. One of the life tools that I always talk about is getting constantly getting to know more, trying to really get information. And one other thing is connect with people who can help you. Because so many times, and I see it especially with professionals coming from a background where they are the first professional or the first educated one in the family, that they mingle with people who cannot help them. They mingle with people who they look up to, but who don't look up to them or are not willing to support them. We started a conference in 2004. And as I just said, you can understand, our first topic was about women and work. And then we continued with, if you have to work, then you need the right image to do it, you need the money, you need the power, you need the control, influence, and so on. And this year, last year, that was also a very powerful conference. We had stories of female leaders. We had last year 3 female leaders who spoke about their walk to be the successful person they are, and very important, to be the person, the big person, the great person, the awesome person that when people look at them, people see. This year, we go to a different aspect of work. This year, the topic is about women and gender identity. More corporate world businesses, more other businesses are discovering that it's not only male and female that you're getting in your company, in your team, but there are different genders. And we are using the research made by Dr. Thomas Koelen and his peers a research that spoke about gender identity in the workforce. And I was really surprised to read that because one, what you see and what you understand is that we are some so ignorant. And then you get a very good assistant, worker, team player, but people are bothered by what this person's gender identity is and not looking at what the person can do. And you get discussions about this topic because HR departments, and we have one HR person as one of our keynote speakers this year, HR departments have to handle with this. And these are things that come in the company and nobody saw them coming because this is not a topic, gender identity, you don't talk about it, but it's a reality. And what really touched me while preparing for this topic, while talking with people about this topic, is the pain and the hurt of people who need to identify their gender. Most of us just look it over, it's our life, and if you don't have the problem, you don't see it, you don't feel it, you don't even know it. Because who's going to ask you what do you have in your pants? No one. You don't do that. And experiencing in conversations how hurtful, how people can be hurt, how people can be put in positions that one example, we have a trans man who's also one of our keynote speakers, and he's not driving anymore because he's a trans man. He was born as a woman. His driver's license says he's a woman. But the moment police stops him for any control, he cannot prove that he's a woman, that he is not a woman. And these are things I think that we have to talk about. And a person said, but that has nothing to do with women. I said, yes, women give birth. And what are you going to do when you give birth and you expect a boy or a girl and your child is born with both vagina and penis? What are you going to do? So this is a woman topic. This has to do with female leaders. And this has to do with our community and all communities where we live with so many things you don't talk about while people are suffering. And I didn't know all the things that I know at this moment about, and I'm curious to hear what else is going to be presented during the conference next week. I didn't know all these things. I'm hearing so many stories that what we thought first was something from far abroad is much, much, much closer. It is, people mention names. And so I'm like, I never thought about it. You hear certain things when you leave living, but I never thought about it. And that is why I think it's very good for business and still staying with the business world, that when you are hiring or where you have someone that you never know about, your best worker, you never know if the person is a trans or not. What are you going to do? And my personal experience, all professional experiences, if you need to change anything, or if you need to adapt anything, if you need to understand anything, the first thing that you have to do is know about it. That's why we have this conference, this topic this year, because this is the 19th. 18 times we already did it. 19 is now. And the first day we will have about gender identity. And the second day, maybe that will be the fun day, because then we're going to talk about success. If you have a diploma, if you studied, if you want to make a career, you're already making a career, you want to make changes, we're going to talk about success. How do you define success? What is the success that you already have? And most important, how are you holding on to the success that you have? Because so many times people get disappointed later in life. And before you get disappointed later in life, prepare the platform that you can always stand on. Doesn't matter what changes, because that is very important in success. And my advice to every professional woman who, when entering the life, especially for the balance, my advice is get a mentor. Get someone who can answer certain questions, an older person, older than you, who can answer questions that you have, who can look at you and tell you, girl, you're doing good, keep going. We need that. We really need that. And I'm so blessed for having for having had and still have very powerful mentors. One of my mentors told me that I have a very special place in her heart. And you know how that is a real push, positive push for me. So you also need someone who can figuratively hold your hand and keep you going, especially when you enter the despair part that you don't know, am I doing good? How am I going to handle all the office politics and the things that people say? It's very, very important for you to have a mentor and participate also in conferences that are available, like our Female Leadership Conference. Get through it?
Oh my gosh. Reina, every time I meet you, you are one of those people who educates, shines a light on topics that people don't want to talk about.
It is
And
painful and difficult.
yeah, this is a big issue right now with people needing to put the pronouns of who they are, people getting the opportunity to identify with how they feel themselves to be.
Mhm. And not being accepted because I know it's a challenging topic because we know that some people will come because of the topic, and we are asking HR people to be there, and we have an HR specialist as a keynote speaker. But also, I think for parents who went through that situation, it's good for them to know that they are not alone.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's absolutely crucial and a topic that really needs to be addressed. Now, from your experience, I know that one of your philosophies in life is that ideas know no limits. You are one of those women who doesn't allow anything to stop her from making
No limitations.
dreams to reality, correct?
Correct.
If there was
And you
somebody who is
must.
listening to us right now,
Mhm.
has a dream, doesn't know where to start, you could give her three nuggets of wisdom, three simple steps they can implement without any money. They just have this idea. What would those three steps be?
If you know that you can. Trust, the first thing. Trust yourself. Next, balance out the support you get, because not always the support you get is coming from people who will really support you. And sometimes the support will come from a corner you never thought about. So do watch out for support, what kind of support it is. And the third, stay in your line. Never let other people make you go on sideways or anything. Stay in your line. And I can talk about that from my own experience. It is not easy when you want to do something that others are not doing, because everyone will tell you, why are you doing it? These are the words that I heard. Aren't you happy already? Be normal. That's what people told me. Be normal. This is my normal. So you will hear from people who will never step out of their line. So they can never be in competition with you. And another thing, I'm putting a fourth one here, Gertrude. Never go into competition with others. Because if you don't have the same focus, you don't know where you're going. You don't know where they are going, so you don't know where you are going. I don't compete with anyone. I do my thing. I really support others, but I don't compete because we all have a different birth chart. We all have different things in our lives, differences in culture, in class, in everything. So we cannot compete with someone you cannot compete with someone who is not your peer.
Yeah, yeah. That is so true. That is so true. And one of the things that I've learned from you is that your your purpose in life really lies in the things you're passionate about, right?
Yes, but you have to go for it. You have to be consistent.
Yes.
Like with our conference, there were moments that I could have said, I don't do it. We don't have enough money. We don't have enough participants and people don't support me. But every time I talk to educated women struggling professionally, realizing they will never get in the CEO position that they thought they would reach because they have a diploma, realizing that they don't have the support, because whatever we do in life, support is very important. And they don't have the support to either stay in the position they are or to get the courage to go do something else. I left my dream job as a TV star. I left it after 13 years working in television on the screen. And I know that is the best decision I ever made. It was a good school. I really keep repeating that. Working on the screen in television, everybody knowing you, everybody seeing you, was an awesome school. It was the best start that I could have had for my business. But it's not that made my business reach 33 years. It's consistency in good times, in bad times. Keep going. Of course, don't do stupid things. Think. But as I said, I have good mentors and I have people who really spoke to me and kept me awake and balanced. And that's the only thing you need. An older person who has been there, who knows the tricks of the game, who knows the society, and who is willing to hold your hands figuratively so that you can walk also without having to struggle or to fall down and that you have to get up again. Consistency is the word with whatever you choose to do. I think I lost you. But going back to our conference, this is the 19th, as I said, and I'm sure that you can go on our Facebook page about female leadership. You can get all the information. If you don't have the information, you can message me or email me. And the best thing that you can do is be part. Our conference this year again is virtual, but also in person. We are going to be at the luxurious Avila Beach Hotel. Everybody who has been there with us 3 years ago before COVID knows how great it was. And we are planning again an awesome conference. So we're going to have a heavy topic. We also have in our conference, this year we will have the 17th Outstanding Woman Award. We also will have that's for a woman older than 60 from the Caribbean who, when she was working or while doing her work, is doing things that other women who can benefit from it. We also have the Margaret Star. That's a star for a young, ambitious person who's also active in the community and who is doing something that is benefiting everyone, but who's also showing ambition and who in the future we have to keep looking. We have to keep an eye on this person. So these are the two awards that we have every year. And we are, of course, anyone who wants to know more about it can contact me. Get through it?
Fantastic. It sounds like you're going to have an amazing lineup of speakers.
Yes, and that's why I published what already happened this time, what already happened 18 years. Because if you look at our speakers, we always have top people speaking. The other day, one ex-participant told me that she was still remembering what a speaker in 2009 had said, and that is still helping her. And she's a professional woman. So that is what I want. Maybe you don't get of everyone something, but at least one speaker each year will make the impact, that you will never forget what that person said. And that is very important. You know what we are trying to do is every year to have people who are not known as official speakers. Why? There are so many people who have a lot to tell, who have a
Yeah.
lot of information to share, and either are shy or either have not been recognized yet as
Right.
good speakers. We have
Yeah.
yeah, you know that. I mean, this is a story you and we can talk about. There are so many good speakers out there. And what we are having, and especially if I look around on my island, how many great women and men also, but how many great women. Curaçao is the only island in the world where we had 5 female prime ministers. So
Wow.
if you know our history and you see of how great these people are, I want to hear their stories. I want to hear what they are saying. So we try to get each year actually a new speaker because
Okay.
everyone has a story to tell, and everyone. I mean, sometimes I say of life of most people, you can write a novella. It can be a good soap opera, you know. So but you have to talk to them, or you have to let them talk and listen to them. Because
Yes.
sometimes we go listen, we think that we categorize people easy and they have, who are they? But sometimes, as a journalist, I discovered that the best stories I always got from people who nobody was looking at.
Yeah.
And especially people who sit quiet and observe, they know what to tell you.
They know. They do. Oh, wow. Oh, this is really exciting that this is launching. And I hope our listeners will definitely follow you on Facebook and
Yes,
register to attend the summit. You can do it, like you said, in person or
or
online.
virtual. It's also virtual.
Fantastic. So now
And people,
Mhm.
yes, what did you say?
Let me take you into the future a little bit.
Okay.
You're now 100 years old. You're sitting in your rocking chair, surrounded by your children and your grandchildren. If you could have a conversation with this wise woman who's led you to that point, based on how you're living your life, what would you say to her?
I will repeat consistency. If you decide to do something, you know you can do it. You trust yourself. Don't let anyone sideline you. Continue with what you want. Continue, but be prepared because a lot of times, one of my other projects is reading. I try to make people make reading a normal thing that you do every day. If you are working on any, but whatever I do, I need to read about it. I need to read more about it. Even in these days, during these days, when I'm doing, well, in the final preparation of our 19th annual Female Leadership Conference, I have to read about the topic gender identity. And the great thing is that people are sending me more information about the topic because as the organizer, I need to know what we are talking about. And I need to know maybe that we have to do a follow-up in one of our other sessions. So I need to tell the young people, even though you have those smart machines in your hands, read, read, read. A lot of wisdom has been hidden in books. And if you don't read, you will miss out on certain things. Make time. Really take some time. Schedule time to read and stay consistent. Whatever happens, stay in your
Yes,
line.
I love it. Now, is there any question I should have asked you before we end that I missed out?
I would love to give my WhatsApp number because that breaks all barriers, the WhatsApp. Um, 5999 561 2818. You can also see us on LinkedIn, on my name, Reyna Joe, and on Facebook, we are on the page about female leadership. And you're welcome.
Do
And
me
we
a
really
favor.
hope, excuse
Do
me?
me, do me a favor, Raina. Put it in the private chat. The
Mm-hmm.
number. Type it into the private chat so I can put it with the video.
Okay. I'm doing it.
Okay. That way people can see it on the video, even if we have you given it
Yeah.
to me on Facebook?
Yes,
Okay.
I did it. Yes.
All right, great. Let me display it. Now, is that
And you
including
can-
the country code?
yes, it included. You
The
have
country
to put a. Yes, it's the whole number.
So do I have to put +1 or is that
The plus one. Yes, plus one.
+1? Okay. So let's do that. +1.
It's the cross you have to put in front. The plus.
Yes. Okay, there we go.
Only
So
the plus, not the one, not the one. Only the plus.
so no 1. I don't know why I was
No
thinking
one.
numbers that are similar to the
Yes.
US. Okay, let
Only
me check.
plus. Only plus. Yes.
Okay. So 59 is the country code.
599. Yes.
Okay. So there we go. So if anybody wants to get hold of Reyna, you can catch her on WhatsApp to get more details about the upcoming summit.
Yeah.
And good luck with the summit, Reyna. Absolutely
Thank you.
wonderful to reconnect
Thank you
with
so much.
your
And
focus on this important
yeah,
topic.
yes, thank you so much. And you too also success with your projects.
Thank you. And thank you to everybody who's tuned in with us today. The Her Story movement is not just connecting new women, but reconnecting with the women who are the original forefront runners for the Her Story movement. So this was a
That
real
was
pleasure.
a great time. That was an awesome experience. Yes.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'll be back again tomorrow with yet another amazing guest. In the meantime, have a fantastic day, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And bye for now. Thank you, Reyna.
Thank you.